Hey, Scorpio, Intuitive Soul Coach here with your November 2024 career and money reading. Welcome back to my channel if you're returning, and welcome if you're new. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, interesting. Scorpio, right off the bat, you have the gifts card. Now, for a lot of you sun sign Scorpios, you could be celebrating a birthday in the month of November, or you've recently celebrated a birthday here when you're watching this. But this is about giving and receiving. It's about reciprocity. And I also feel like there's going to be an opportunity here for you this month to showcase your skills, your talents, and your own gifts. You may find that your spiritual gifts are increased. You may find that there could be a sudden windfall or an opportunity coming up for you because you have the luck card with the gift. And this is quite beautiful. Actually, a lot of signs have been getting the luck. And it feels like something that is initiated, a seed that has been planted, or some sort of collaboration or team efforts is going to be rewarded. And it may be that you've started something on your own, but it actually branches off. And I see other people coming on board or other people being attracted to what you have to offer here. Now you've created this luck. You've created these opportunities for yourself. If you believe that you're lucky, you'll create an abundant mindset. Now we start off with the moon here. The moon is illusions. There's something being exposed. And I feel like what's being exposed is any perspective, any illusions that were stifling your growth and stamping your luck. And it's showing up just in time here, Scorpio, for your solar return. Now you also have Peacemaker here. Now it's not news that November is going to be a very political month, as it says politics, negotiations, unions, contracts, or any other peacemaking careers or energy. Some of you could work for a governing agency. Some of you are called to really step into your gift and your service because of some changes that we will see globally in the month of November. Approach situations with a win-win attitude, because what's crossing your energy here is the Queen of Wands. This is a sense of confidence. This is pushing through insecurities, Scorpio, and taking action. Now, bottom of the deck, you actually have the pendulum card. So I see that there has been fluctuations within your income or within your thoughts. Some of you may have been stuck in a place of indecision, and it caused you to really reflect on where you're at in your career. It caused you to really reflect on your joy, your personal fulfillment, and strategize. I am getting some swords energy here as well. I don't see any yet out on the board, but I feel like we're going to see some coming in, because I do feel like strategy is important at this time. Some of you are going to make a job change, or you're going to make a choice that has to do with your gifts. Okay, well, there's the sword, but it's in reverse. To me, I feel like you are here to help the heartbreak of the world. Some of you are in careers or professions that feel very disheartening at times. Look at that. You have the Emperor showing up at the bottom of the deck. There may have even been moments that you felt very isolated or lost. But because you have the gift here and because you have the luck card, I don't necessarily feel like this loss or disappointment has to do with you directly. I feel like it has to do, I mean, yes, it does have to do with you, of course, but I feel like it's more about turning pain into gain. That's what I'm getting here for you. And helping other people through times of change, helping other people feel hopeful. Yeah, I just seen the Ten of Wands want to flip out there, and there's the Death card. So there is something very transformative. I mean, this is your energy, and it's showing up as you. So you know that this ending or this shift or this transformation is taking place. You know because you feel it and you may see it happening in your outer world. What's going on in your environment? Page of Wands. There's a new beginning to take some sort of pain, the hurt of the world, or to take an ending and turn it into a beautiful, transformative new beginning. What's the hope and fear here for Scorpio? Because you start off with the luck and the gift card, I just feel like there's more peace showing up for you. I'm excited to see your outcome, but there's the King of Swords. Yeah, there's the King of Swords showing up in your hopes and fears. And I feel like this King of Swords is going to use his intellect, use his logic to take a situation that was disheartening, disappointing, and do some good with it. I really see that here in a profound way. What's the outcome? Oh, yes. Oh, I love your outcome. You might have saw that. I'm not going to share it with you quite yet. Stay tuned till the end. Bottom of the deck, 4 of Swords. There's the sword energy that I'm picking up on. This is rest. This is giving the mind a rest in order to feel more balanced, to see things from a perspective that maybe you weren't able to see before. And I feel like a lot of you, because I'm getting such a spiritual undertone of your reading here, and because you have the luck card, which is fate, which is destiny, but it's also about choices and decisions that you've made in your own life. I feel like this has to do with fate and your free will choices connecting. There's a meeting point here happening, and I feel like you are exploring your own gifts. You're exploring new avenues and new opportunities. And I do see here that whatever you are working on beginning or whatever is ending here for you is for your highest good. And it does say that your perspective is shifting here because some of you in the past, you felt very doom and gloom, maybe even hopeless. Perhaps you were on the border of depression or even just emotional dissatisfaction here with the 5 of Cups. This can be grief or disappointment or regret or just loss and feeling very heavy within yourself, your emotions. And that may have been why you have the pendulum showing up at the bottom, because one day you're feeling good. The next day you may be feeling very much in an emotional state of turmoil. And I see more balance coming in with this 4 of Swords, more balance coming in, because that's going to be the catalyst that allows you to manifest here a new beginning. You have the Magician as well, and that does coincide with your outcome. Now there's strategizing. King of Swords here is saying you're strategizing. You could be completely shifting careers. Some of you are going to make a choice this month, or external choices may be thrust upon all of us in some sort of way. With this political card showing up here, you are being called to apply diplomacy and tact to a difficult situation. And because the 3 of Swords is showing up here, I feel like there is difficulty that you're seeing around you, but you're taking that as an opportunity to be of service, to be helpful, and to showcase your own skills and talents. And that does not mean that you're greedy. That does not mean that you're being selfish. That is part of what Spirit wants you to do at this time, because the world needs what you have to offer. Some of you could be lawyers. You could be in a peacekeeping career. Maybe you're a mediator. Maybe you are a coach, a mentor. Maybe you're a teacher. Maybe you are someone who fights for justice. You bring balance or fairness to the lives of others. Okay, I do see you negotiating possibly a better offer here for some of you. Or you may see that a situation you thought was going to be challenging or difficult actually turns out better than you think. Because remember, the 3 of Swords first came out in reverse. And this can be about opening yourself back up because there was an emotional experience that caused you to shut down or caused you to feel pain or bitterness or even not trust. This could have been a situation that caused you to not trust in an entity, an individual, an organization, or a higher up. But I actually feel like there is diplomacy being applied to this situation at hand, by you, for you, with you. It's going to be a win-win, and it says it here on the card, and that's what I see in your outcome. So let's work through the energies here. When you have the gift, this can be about giving and receiving. It reminds me of the Six of Pentacles, a gift from the universe. This can be an unexpected resource. It could be grants, scholarships, loans, taxes, charitable contributions, financial aid, government aid, something of that nature. And I also see some support coming in. There may even be a work surprise that's unexpected. It may come out of the blue or perhaps from the person that you least expected. I feel like it's important for you to not believe everything you hear in the month of November. Don't believe everything because there's something going on that feels elusive or it feels like it's not quite the truth. Try to avoid gossip. Try to avoid maybe news outlets. I know it's going to be difficult to do so in the month of November, but there are some things that, could strike up fear. And I feel like you are someone who you're a Scorpio, you're very deep, you're very intuitive. And I feel like that's what strikes up something deep within you on a soul level and says, wait a second, I need to help out. I need to be of service. Spirit, what do you need me to do? I surrender. Let's work this magic together. And I feel like that's what's happening here. And it may surprise you. And it's going to put your gifts, your skills, your talents on the front lines. It's like you're needed here. But you are protected. And I actually feel like being in the front lines, even if it feels challenging, even if it feels difficult, it will set you up for success. Okay, bottom of the deck, yes, we have the pendulum, but we also see the feather here, and then we see the ring. And I knew I was getting some sort of partnership here or working together. There is fulfillment, and I see that there could be long-term financial fulfillment as well as emotional. This can be abundance. Some of you, it's working smarter, not harder, easy money. Now, of course, I do see that you've worked hard. You've worked hard for what you have acquired. But I also see divine intervention taking place. Divine intervention. And this can be air related. Some of you are traveling. Some of you still feel a bit of indecision, maybe at the pit of things. But I feel like there's going to be a contract. This could be a soul contract or a partnership coming in that is decisive. And you may kind of waffle back and forth in it for a moment, but I actually feel like once a decision or choice is made here, it's going to be a win-win for you and the other corporation, entity, individual, partnership, whatever it is over here. I do feel emerging or coming together. Okay. Now, starting off, you do have the moon in reverse. Some sort of truth is being exposed, and maybe you're the only one that sees this truth at first. And I feel like fears are also getting exposed. Be mindful of groupthink. Be mindful again of what's going on out there because it's an illusion. There's some sort of illusion that I feel you're not going to get pulled into, but you're certainly going to see. Okay, you're not going to get pulled into, but you will see that fear is, it feels very heavy. Disappointment feels heavy. There's a situation, again, I feel like something's going to turn out in your favor. You might not see it right now, but I feel like the moon is going to bring about some truths. But be mindful because not everything is as it appears for you. Now, what's crossing your path is the Queen of Wands. This could be a part of your own psyche. In reverse, she can be very insecure. Okay, Queen of Wands could be someone that you're dealing with who feels like she's better than another. She could be vengeful, bossy, controlling, jealous even. She can project her own shadow, right? And I just talked about this in another reading, projections. We often hear of projecting onto others in a negative way, but really we're constantly projecting, even our light. We project our good. That's how we connect to partnerships. That's how we connect with others. We see in others what we are within ourselves, right? We connect to that friend because there's some sort of similarity. There is some sort of, common energy. There is a chord that says, hey, I vibe with this, right? And then at other times people do project and we really feel triggered by that energy. And I do see here that you are either dealing with something deeply wounded or insecure within yourself, or another that is being brought to the surface for you, maybe on a subconscious level, for you to take a look at so you can heal this and make peace with it. I feel for some of you, this is also the month to make peace with your past, or make peace with a situation where you were wronged. It felt like you were wronged. But if you know that the universal laws, such as the law of cause and effect, the law of karma, those are real laws. I didn't make them up. Trust that the work that you've done is going to come back to you, right? The good work that you've done, but also it goes for some of the choices that we've made that haven't always been from a higher frequency manifesting point, that shows up as well. And I feel for some of you, this is a point in your career, in your finances, in your money sector, that you're really healing and removing blockages that may have stifled your success. And that's what's coming to the surface. That is what's being recognized. Now, for some of you, it could be fears of competition, fears of not being good enough, fears of what people think of you, fears of criticism, fears of drama. And it can also be adversity, feeling like you're different than others, feeling like so many people are involved here and there's so many obstacles and hoops to jump through. And the reason why I'm saying that is because you do have the Five of Wands above you. So these are some things that are being highlighted with this Moon card. And I also see something interesting here. Some of you, an enemy turned friends, or someone that you didn't think you would be able to trust. I actually feel like you could probably trust this individual more than you could someone who says, yeah, I got your back, Scorpio. It's all good. I'm not going to say anything. I feel like someone that you would expect to act or behave differently, it's actually the opposite here. I hope you're following me there. Now, of course, if someone has already done something to you, or if there has been some sort of lie or manipulation or deceit, then that's not the person. I feel like if you have expectations, or if you have, some sort of projection potentially of an individual, it may surprise you, because that person may not be the person that is showing up in the way that you think. Okay, that's kind of what I feel. And maybe you surprise someone else. You could surprise someone else. They're like, whoa, Scorpio, where did you come from? Where have you been all along? Or Scorpio, that's a really great job. Why have you been working in that department when you would really work well in this department? So I feel like your light is starting to shine here again after feeling a little bit dim, feeling a little bit gloomy, and you're waking up. You are going through a spiritual awakening, hence the Death card. Some of you may have gone through something personal in your life, maybe an actual death. Perhaps there was an ending in any area of your life that had caused you to maybe not focus so much on your work. You felt disconnected with that moon. Now, what's below you is the Knight of Wands. Jumping through hoops. Didn't we say that earlier? The Ring of Fire. So the Knight of Wands is success that lies within perseverance and dedication, meaning consistency, right? And I feel, Scorpio, sometimes perhaps a little bit of the shadow aspect of oneself Could be lack of motivation, lack of momentum. We get caught in our feels sometimes. And if we're going through a disappointing or depressive era, the last thing we want to do is get up and, clean the house and work out and, do all the things that help us feel good. We just want to eat a big old tub of Tom and Jerry's and sit and binge Netflix and just kind of, feel our feels. And I feel for some of you, you were in an emotional stagnant part of your career where it just felt like, okay, there's not tons going on here. I thought I had a lot of passion for this, but I lost the passion. And when this Knight of Wands shows up, I feel like you are being guided to take a bold action towards your curiosities, but not just take one step towards it and say, yeah, that looks awesome. I'd love to take a class on, intuition. I'd love to take a class on, writing a book or go to that spiritual retreat. But then it's just a fleeting thought and then you don't do anything with it. The big message here is go back and take a look at what you are curious about, because that curiosity is an intuitive nudge, and you're getting those nudges more and more and more where you cannot ignore them. And in the past, maybe it was because the emotions were blocking a little bit of that, intuition. Maybe some heavy emotions here, and you didn't quite know, like, what's really going on? Is this my intuition, or is this my conditioning, or is this my pain? What's happening here? I feel disconnected. I feel lost. And that's where you were sitting in the Five of Cups. But what I see you doing now, and this is a prime opportunity as we navigate through your season, Scorpio, this is a prime time to focus on hope, because the Five of Cups says, okay, you've sat in that pain, you've sat in that maybe depressive energy or some bitterness or some disappointment, but let's allow the past pain to recede. Let's lift it, which may cause you to take a deep dive into something. So it could stir up some more emotions, and that may be the last thing you want. Maybe that's why you've avoided taking a deep look into this, a deep dive. But if anyone can do it, you can. And I feel like this past pain recedes, hope emerges, but it is going to require you to look at some of these Five of Wands energies that we talked about: adversity, the fears of criticism, not being good enough. It's also about what other people think. It's the group think. And it's going to be your move, your choice. What is within Scorpio's control? It's your own thoughts, your own beliefs, right? This is the way you respond to things. And that's within your control. So anything external, you don't have to feed into that. If anything, I feel like part of your gift is to help others remember the same. Now, if you're dealing with a situation at your workplace that feels very competitive and it's caused maybe an ending, it's caused disappointment, I do see you moving through some of this emotional pain that's caused you to shut down and open up to a new energy that you can trust. And maybe that's part of the illusion here, because you're like, I can't trust anyone. I can't even trust my own intuition. What's right? What's good for me? I don't even know. That's where the Three of Swords comes in, and you're taking your power back. And I feel like you're getting mentally stable, because some of you, emotions, the emotional piece and the intellect piece were overwhelming, and they kept kind of encroaching into each other's space, which kind of blocked the intuition, which tries to come up right through the middle. But when emotions are overwhelming, we make choices based on, emotions. And when our thoughts are getting the best of us, we can overthink something and we don't feel like we're in a clear state of balance. That's what's being negotiated potentially in the month of November. So we have here the Death card. Yes, there could be an ending. Yes, this I feel is an ending to the past pain, the past disappointment. This is you being reborn. This is you showing up for yourself. It's your energy. The death doesn't have to be a scary or bad thing. It can be liberating. It can be transitioning. It can be you as the phoenix rising from the ashes. So don't resist this change. Try not to hang on to it. because I feel like this is actually what sets you free. And it allows you to open up to other possibilities. Page of Wands. It allows you to remember that you come from this Knight of Wands. Remember, that's in your foundation. So even though there may have been an idea that you had or a dream that you had that maybe didn't work out, maybe not in that arena or that company or in that partnership, but it doesn't mean that you failed. I don't like to use the word failure because it holds such a negative connotation of, oh, I failed. That's bad, right? I should be scolded. I should be punished. No, that's not the case. If you can look at quote unquote failure as a growth opportunity, what did you learn from this? Because next time around, you're not going to repeat that, right? Or you're going to take that piece of it and use it to your advantage. And I feel like that's what we have to remember when we're going through such transformation. And in your environment here, you have a lot of opportunities. Look at this Page of Wands. He has his magnifying glass out there. He is on the lookout. So watch out. He is curious. He is creative. He is possibly gaining a new skill for his career. This could be a new creative project, a new course of study. He's got his thinking cap on, but he's also very passionate about this. He's very enthusiastic. You see the toucan here? And you see the hummingbird. This is a high vibrational frequency. There's also a parrot. Be mindful of your words and how you create your reality through the words that you use, what you tell yourself, what you believe. Okay, the Page of Wands is also a message. Some of you are going to receive a message that actually puts you in a far better position than you've been in the past. Okay, because your hopes and fears, you have the King of Swords showing up here. This King of Swords is what's going to help you overcome the Three of Swords. This is your intellect. This is you saying, all right, Scorpio, I'm picking up the pieces here. I'm dusting myself off. I'm trying again. I'm not going to let that setback, I'm not going to let that growth opportunity there, I'm not going to waste it. I'm not going to waste that. I'm going to take it and I'm going to do something with it. King of Swords as a hope that you've gained the intelligence, that you've gained the experience to be able to logically make some clear choices for yourself. The fear is lacking empathy. It can be angry. It can be skepticism, right? It can be not having the hope, because sometimes this King of Swords can be very bullheaded and only see from one perspective. That's why he has that eagle-eye view, or bird's view, I should say. Bird's view is one way of thinking. And if that way of thinking is Five of Cups, that is not helpful. If that one way of thinking is competition, that's not helpful. If that one way of thinking is based in illusions, based in fears, that's holding you back. And I see that the King of Swords as your hope can be using that mind of yours to build your future success, not destroy. Okay? You know what it's like to be disappointed. We all know what it's like to be disappointed. And your outcome energy here is the Nine of Cups. This is a wish. The Nine of Cups energy is a wish granted, right? Emotional fulfillment. And some of you, there was some dissatisfaction in the past. Therefore, you told yourself that, maybe that's a pipe dream. Maybe that's not the wish. Maybe that's not for me. Even if there has been an ending to something you really, really wanted to build up, can you look at it as a completion? Can you look at it as part of your path? And now you have the opportunity here to manifest, because you can see that she's holding this candelabra up and there's 9 candles. I feel like 9 wishes, maybe 9 lives, 9 opportunities in this lifetime that you are meant to fulfill. So many times, I just said this in another reading. I think it might have been either Leo or Cancer. So many times we feel like we have to have one purpose, one mission, right? I'm going to know at a very early age that I want to be a doctor, and I'm going to go to school, and I'm going to get my bachelor's degree, and I'm going to be a brain surgeon, and that's my mission. That's part of my, career path, and that's it. That's the only way. But what if you are a Scorpio of all trades? What if you are someone that was meant to open up that early childhood center, and you were meant to take some certification classes on, yoga or Reiki, and over here you were meant to work as an office assistant, and then over here you were meant to write a book. So I feel like you have many gifts, many talents. Don't limit yourself because one of these ended. It ended for you to be able to be curious and fulfill all 9 of these. But it's up to you on how you see those wishes manifesting for you. Okay, there is something big here, favorable news coming in. And I feel like this favorable news does pull you up out of some sort of emotional disappointment, and it allows you to have a new beginning with that Death card. So let's get a message from the wisdom of the Oracle. What do we have here for Scorpio, please? Truth be told, there's that truth energy with the King of Swords. It's also card 14. Truth be told, there's masks coming off. There's truths coming out. You see them, but others don't. You may also be seeing a truth that you were unsure of. This is honesty, accepting things at face value, coming out of denial, the willingness to be transparent, and it's also about clarity of communication. Are you willing to do whatever it takes to experience the prosperous life that you deserve? If you want to be an artist, do you make your art a priority? If you want to be a healer, do you set time aside to learn new things to help you serve? A writer must write and a singer must sing. Being true to your calling is essential to your moving forward. There is another oracle message here too. It's time to have a look at the real, honest truth about your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs about prosperity, about your relationship to money, to compensation, and to meaningful work. Ask yourself, what is true for me? And you will find your key towards abundance. What is true for you? Is this true for you, this 9 of Cups? Now, sometimes we jump around. Sometimes we don't stay consistent and we have this idea, right? And then we flitter back over here to this other part of the candle, right? And I feel for some of you, you may be going back to a childhood dream even, or going back to something that you may have put on the back burner. It may be reawakened within you. Maybe that book that you wanted to write 10 years ago could be time to write it, right? Something here is activated. And I feel like that has to do with that fortuitous luck energy and with your gifts. But the reason why it's activated now and it wasn't then is because you had to go through maybe a disappointing situation in order for you to feel more empathy, or in order for you to forgive, or in order for you to look at the way that you handle fear, the way you handle stress, or the way that you view the world. So I feel like this was necessary. I am going to read the protection message just because we have the moon here. And for those of you that may feel like you're falling into a trap of illusion, this may be beneficial for you. Where are you being dishonest with yourself or others? Scorpio, if you are unhappy in any area of your life, look for the signs of denial. This can also pertain to others being misleading or withholding or acting from hidden agendas. Now is the time to say no to dishonesty in all forms. Ask for the truth, even if you don't like what you hear. Acknowledging it will be a key to a beautiful new future where you no longer labor under the heavy burdens that deceit and denial impose on you. That's the 3 of Swords. That right there is the 3 of Swords. You will no longer labor under the heavy burdens that deceit and denial impose on you. Remember, as I was shuffling, I said, oop, there's the 10 of Wands. I saw that 10 of Wands showing up. That is heavy burdens. So for some of you, you're setting yourself free. Nothing less than truth is required now. This is powerful. This is going to be a big month here for you. The truth is going to bring you the fulfillment that you seek, even if it's a hard truth to face. Wouldn't you much rather live in truth than a false reality, a false lie, a sugar-coated story that doesn't truly exist? No, because you're not going to feel fulfilled emotionally, spiritually, and intuitively. So something is being opened for you. There is an opening here for you to be able to heal and really be authentic with who you are. Oh, this is big, Scorpio. I'm loving this for you, though. I mean, it doesn't feel awesome sometimes when you are going through things that have caused you disappointment. When you've gone through some endings, it feels like you're caught in this barbed wire, right? It feels like you're caught in that barbed wire. I'm getting a scene from a movie I have not seen in a long time, and it's quite a difficult scene. So some of you, maybe this movie pertains to your life in some way, or maybe it's a movie you've just watched. The movie is Legends of the Fall with Brad Pitt, Anthony Hopkins. It's a fantastic movie, but definitely will get you in your feels, right? It'll bring you to that Five of Cups. If you're not there, you might not want to go there. But there's a scene with barbed wire amongst the brothers. And it almost feels like for some of you, as the peacemaker, maybe you feel grief or disappointment that you couldn't save someone in some way. Or perhaps you carry this innate healer mentality within you that has to fix or help others in such a profound way that you take it personally when they reject or they deny or they refuse. You have to remember, Scorpio, that you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. You have to take care of yourself. You have to be willing to set boundaries. Otherwise, we can fall under the pressure and the demands of being that Mr. or Mrs. Fix-It. And when we don't see that people are willing to do the work and we still hold that pressure on us when it's not our pressure to hang on to, that may be what you're releasing as well. So let's get a message here, a few messages from your spirit animals. And at this time, Scorpio, if you're able to safely do so, please close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath in from your solar plexus chakra, the belly area. Nice big inhale. Hold it as long as you can. And release with a nice deep sigh through the mouth. And take another breath if you would like. And focus on that third eye chakra, the area between your eyebrows and your forehead region. And I want you to imagine the first animal or animals in your mind's eye. Now this could be a creature that flies high in the sky. Perhaps it's an animal that swims deep in the sea. Perhaps your animal is wild, magical, mystical, or even domesticated. This could be a pet that's crossed over the rainbow bridge, one that's visited through your dreams, or may have even crossed your path recently in the great outdoors. This could even be a pet that you have by your side or at your home. There is no right or wrong answer, Scorpio. And if you need a moment, just pause the video and come back when you're ready. And for those of you that would like to be entered into the free monthly reading giveaway, all you need to do is drop your power animals in the comment section below the video, and I personally will enter you into that free reading giveaway. So please make sure you've hit that subscribe and bell button so you don't miss that notification. All right. We do have here, okay, this kind of coincides with what we're talking about. So it does say, wasp, sometimes life stings. We know that. We see that. Sometimes it hurts. Sometimes we fall to our knees. Sometimes we beg for mercy, for grace, for change, for healing, for recovery. Sometimes we've lost, we lose everything. We go through financial ups and downs. And I do feel like you've been there. And I feel like this is more so of the energy of the past with this Five of Cups. Some of you may be 64 years old, 50 years old, 36, or born on the 23rd. But what we have right behind the stinging is Rhino. And it says, overcoming any obstacle. It's card 5, which does represent obstacles, change, and uncertainty. And you have the 5 of Wands here. You have here a new opportunity to heal, to take this negative or challenging situation that you've gone through and to be transformed from it, to turn that pain into gain and to overcome these obstacles and possibly showcase your own gifts and your own talents and help other people overcome their own obstacles. Some of you may also be working with a mentor, a coach, a spiritual guru, or a guide. Okay, you could be working with someone at this time to help you overcome some of these difficulties. Next, you have Eagle. And didn't we say that earlier? We said on this King of Swords, I said an eagle's view, but it's not even an eagle. It's a bird. Well, there's your actual eagle showing up. Eagles to me represent freedom, but it says Spirit has your back. Spirit has your back because what's actually happening here for you is liberation. You are being freed from a situation that has delayed your gratification, or it's prolonged a cycle that you've been in here. And I feel like there is a rising above. There is a wish manifesting here. There's a new path, a new opportunity, a new curiosity. And lastly here, you have the koi fish. The koi fish is one of the most abundant animals here in this deck, and it says there's always enough. Koi fish represent longevity and prosperity. I'm sure you've heard of the flipping of a penny into the pond. And a lot of times in those ponds, what do they have? They have koi fish. And there is something here about a wish manifesting. So Scorpio, if you were to throw that penny into the pond, what would you be wishing for? And I want that curiosity. I want that wish to bubble up within you. And I want you to believe that not only is it possible, but that you are worthy of this dream, that you are worthy of the abundance. But first and foremost, we have to be honest with ourselves and say, okay, what are some of the things that I may still be holding on to? And your final message here, you have come back home to you. It's natural to want to run from hard things in life. You are safe in your body and in this world. You are loved above all else. Make a commitment to stay with yourself in good times and bad. Yes, stay with yourself. Be true to yourself. I'm hearing one more. What's the final message with this, Spirit? What's the final message for Scorpio? Share your voice. Yes, of course. Like I said, you have a gift here that is bubbling up from the surface, and you're going to see that this gift is needed more and more so because we are heading into unprecedented times, right? We are heading into uncertainty with the Moon card. And even though there's a lot of illusions, there's a lot of fears, there's a lot of upheaval, 2025 is going to be a year that probably goes down in the history books. It says the world is ready and excited to hear what you have to say. You have a message and your voice matters. It is loving to yourself and others to what? To speak your truth. It says it right there. You can't make it up. You have the truth be told and you have to speak your truth. There is a window. There's a window of an opportunity coming in here for you. Don't pass on this. It's going to require you to take a bold action. But you can do this. You got this. You've done it before. You'll do it again. And it does require you to get honest with yourself and maybe even break through some barriers, break through some insecurities. But I believe in you, Scorpio. And I believe this is a very profound time in your career, your finances, your money, and your abundance as a whole. Even though this is a career and money reading, I feel like this goes so much deeper. This plays into all facets of your life, including your personal life. And things are about to be transformed here in a very big way. Trust the process. Thank you so much, Scorpio. I hope this resonates. If so, please hit that thumbs up button. It certainly helps get the divine channeled messages out there for those that need it most. Feel free to drop your power animals in the comment section below and hit that bell, subscribe, like, share, comment, whatever you feel compelled to do. I'm greatly appreciative. Thank you so much, Scorpio. Lots of love.